a link on the Twitter.
Okie dokie, I shall retweet.
All right. Well, it's tweeted.
Alrighty.
Apparently, it needs to be translated from Czech.
I mean, same?
Could not translate tweet. That's because it's in English. You don't need to translate it. I don't know why. Because I was trying to be like, let's play, but let's VYTALCast. And it was like, this is not English. You want to translate it? I'm like, I mean, I made the tweet, but sure.
It's like, are you sure it's not English?
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
it
right.
doesn't give me that whenever I tweet something in Spanish.
Yeah. Okay, so my own YouTube app just said, hey, watch VYTALCast live right now. I'm like, I am VYTALCast. Okay. Holy cow, we have a lot of people jumping
We.
in.
Oh boy. No, we're
Hey,
not dead.
guys.
Contrary to popular belief, we are not, in fact, dead.
Yeah, we're not dead. Hey. Yeah, Brandon Dodge said hello like twice. Uh, I just haven't seen it. Oh, yeah, Thomas says we're not dead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm looking for the thing on Twitter.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, so YouTube's like, there's only one person watching, but there's like 10 people in chat. So that's awesome. Thanks, YouTube. Always knew you were broken. No, no need to say sorry. Okay, so how are we? Aaron, are you all right?
I am very tired.
Yeah, we're all tired.
Yeah.
So,
I'm
uh,
tired, not bad.
yeah, so first, I'd just like to thank everyone for being patient with the month-long break that we took. It was mainly my fault. Uh, my
I was busy
March.
too.
What?
I was busy too. It wasn't just you.
Yeah. Aaron just retweeted you. Thank you.
Of course I did. Like,
I
no, I'm
know.
not. I'm gonna block you on
No,
Twitter.
no. Yeah,
I'm
oh,
gonna
dang it.
block you on Twitter.
Oh, gee. Gonna be very hard to do VYTALCast if I'm blocked. um, yeah, I just had like a crazy March, people, and it was like my Fridays are all kind of taken up, even if we were gonna try to do every other week, which yeah, like even like some of the stuff that I had planned for March still aren't happening till next week, like my surgery. So yeah,
Oh shit, it's April.
yeah, it's April. I know that's that's what I was thinking. So yeah, people are saying they don't like it when mom and dad fight. Okay.
Was your March Madness? Oh god.
My March Madness was, why are people obsessed with basketball? I don't get it. And then I was in Las Vegas when my work did something, so
Mm,
I missed like the one fun week of the year other than Christmas time. So
yeah, I've been drawing. That's
yay!
that's all I have now.
You have a future in
That
drawing.
is debatable.
You have a future. It is not debatable.
Oh
um,
man. So Ruby.
yes, Ruby. Actually, so there like Red versus Blue came out last week.
Mm,
Um, so if anyone is interested in doing reaction videos for Red versus Blue, we should go over the reactors guidelines.
oh yeah.
Uh,
Actually, I recorded mine, but I was so pissed because it didn't record the show audio for it.
oh, it
For some
didn't.
reason, I can't get OBS to record the the show audio for it,
Uh
and
huh.
it's like
Huh. How did that happen? Like,
I don't know, but it wouldn't let me do it. So I was like trying to go back and edit the footage, and it was like, oh right, I can't hear anything that's happening.
which is weird because like mine did the opposite. I recorded the show audio twice by accident, which I
Really?
normally do on purpose. I normally do it on purpose, but I was trying not to do it. Um, so basically, for the reactions for Rooster Teeth, their shows air like a week early on their website, but they don't want you to post or well upload your reaction videos till the week after when they upload to YouTube.
Mm,
And just as like a courtesy thing, like wait till they post on YouTube, and you don't have to, but I do it. I always link to the description below to their website because they get more money through that. There's no
mm.
middleman like YouTube. But then like I'll do like an iCard to the YouTube video. Um, Also, just as like another courtesy thing, do not have your thumbnail be of the show or use the show's thumbnail because there's been some other reactors that have done that with
Mm.
Ruby, and I try to source the Ruby episode on YouTube, and I accidentally source Reactor. So
Ooh,
it's happened a few times. So, um,
Yankees.
oh, and then also like, uh, we don't normally like we don't monetize our reaction videos.
Yeah, that is a no-no.
Yeah, that's another no-no. Like Rooster Teeth specifically asked, please don't make money off your reaction videos of our shows, and like they'll monetize onto your videos,
Yeah.
so there will be ads on your videos every now and then, because Rooster
Let
Teeth.
them have the money to pay the animators well.
Yeah. Oh man, the animators they. I've been seeing a lot of them like starting to do commissions or like other stuff, being like, we need more money, and I'm like, oh crap.
Part of it is that it is downtime right now, so it's like when you're not in show crunch is
Yeah,
when you can take on things like
like hours go
commissions.
down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like also like I know that when I'm not working on a big project, it's like, oh, I would like to do commissions right about now because it gives you some pocket change. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Well, plus,
pay your artists.
like, yeah, exactly. Pay your artists. Still haven't got my commission back
30-minute run on
from
animation
one of the
incoming.
animators. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like I did one of their things. I was like, oh yeah, this would be awesome. I had a really good idea for it. Still keeping it a secret, but it's a surprise. Okay,
But why?
you'll understand why, Aaron.
Will I?
Yeah, you'll understand why. um, but yeah, no. Oh, yes to what Feline Science said. The animators did an awesome job this season. Okay, sorry.
John Animation's just like 30-minute ran on animation
Yeah,
incoming. Don't test me.
yeah.
I will.
Yeah. Okay. So Brandon Dodge says, at least you monetize VYTALCast. Yeah, shows where it's like mostly fan made, like fan made projects for the most part. You can monetize. Like if it's a talk show like this, we could monetize. But then like if it's a like let's say you do Red versus Blue project where you do like highlights of Red versus Blue season 5. Rooster Teeth is like, hey, we'll still make money off of that. But if it's like a project where it's kind of like that, but you put a lot of hard work into it, maybe like a Red versus Blue song cover or RWBY song cover, they'll like monetize it, but they'll share some of that ad revenue with you because like, hey, you worked really hard on this, we'll give you
Yeah.
some credit. So they are nice, but it's like a case to case thing. Um, but someone said haters get banned. Really? Because I saw someone like totally trash on Ruby Chibi, and that was like episode 1 up to like episode 24, and they still never got busted.
Hey Arnold.
Hey, I was literally about to say that, but I was finishing what I was saying.
My cat is like attacking my foot,
Okay.
and it's like
Tacoma.
murder in the chat. Who was murdered?
Apparently, Aaron's foot by Tacoma.
That is true. Okay. So I'm putting up a video about this on my channel, but do you want me to go into my Cinder theory?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I've been sitting on this for a little while and I'm like trying to find the right way to write it out because like it all in all it's pretty simple. It's just kind of like putting the pieces together. I murdered Aaron, you slay me. I'm glad I can commit murder even over the internet. But so I don't like main punchline here. Cinder does not have a semblance.
Yeah. Wait. Okay. Oh yeah, you mentioned this before to me.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think I was like screaming at you as I was figuring it out.
Yeah, you're like, she doesn't have a semblance, and I was just
So
like, whoa, whoa, whoa,
they've
explain.
always
But
been
you explained it.
there has always been very particular wording when okay, so apparently Arnold also has that theory.
Okay.
Always been very particular wording when referring to semblances. Like Weiss is like, as soon as I learned that I could fight, as in like there's the option that she couldn't, and so I'm like drawing a blank on words. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
But basically, your semblance is an outer projection of your aura. And it's been made very clear that that people have different levels of aura. Because Pierre tells Jean, it's like, I just
You
unlocked
have
your
a
aura.
lot of it.
You have a lot of it, as in you can have very little of it. So if you have enough aura just to protect yourself, you're not going to be able to push that outwards to use your semblance, to use it in your semblance. So my thinking is that Cinder does not have that much aura. Like she would, like any injury would hurt her like immediately. That could have been part of why
She's very evasive.
she's very evasive and part of why she experienced so much damage from Ruby.
Mm-hmm.
when they were on the tower because I mean, we don't exactly know what Ruby did. We just saw like screaming and bright lights,
Yeah.
but that was some pretty bad damage. That's damage you wouldn't see unless your aura was essentially gone. And we never saw Cinder's aura break or anything of the sort.
No. But she did survive because of the power of the maiden.
Yes. And so if she didn't, it would make sense for her to not have a semblance because that would also explain part of why she knew Ozpin. Because if Ozpin really had made more mistakes than any man, woman, or child and is as old as everyone kind of was thinking,
Mm-hmm.
Cinder could have tried to have gone to Beacon and
Okay.
it would have been like, hey, like I know how to fight, but it ultimately came down to you don't have an aura, you don't have a semblance, you won't survive if you go to this school. So she
Yeah.
wasn't able to go. That's part of you're just as arrogant as she said, and it was
Yeah, and that's
clear
kind of like
that
the drive for her to go.
yeah,
Okay.
because like even when she does her introduction on the episode 7 of volume
Volume
3,
3.
because I want to be strong, I want to be feared, I want to be powerful,
Yeah.
and as if and that kind of implies that she's not powerful now, which would make sense if she doesn't have a semblance. She doesn't have this ability that all hunters and huntresses
Yeah.
pretty much have to have that's
Which
customized to them.
also explains why she waited so last minute to join the ambush against Amber. She had
Mm.
to have other people fight for first, and then her jump in.
Mm. And also, I don't really know how this would tie into this, um, but Crow knows Cinder.
Mm-hmm.
He has seen her before. Like that was pretty much established in Volume 3 in that same episode because Cinder blurs her face. You don't blur your face unless you know someone's going to recognize you. So
Yeah.
it's possible that she, was with them at some form of training academy, possibly Signal if they didn't have anything.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Uh,
I think he mentioned it down in the basement that he saw Cinder at the ambush.
mhm.
Like he
But
recognized her from that.
she still made the attempt.
Okay.
All right, so Nico's saying, what about the ambush and the glass thing? Well, the thing is, Ruby actually says herself, it was like she fought with glass. I don't think that was her semblance, though, because
Yeah.
it wasn't.
Yeah,
My
she was
best
using dust.
dust. It was dust. It was dust infused clothing because there was that whole world of remnant on it.
Yeah,
It would
dust
make
is more of
sense.
a tool where anyone could kind of use it. So.
And it also works because we've never seen Cinder fight against Weiss. It's never
Oh
been
yeah, Weiss would know within.
that's one of my things is that Weiss would be able to tell the difference between a semblance and dust. Like
I
it's
remember
Schnee Dust Company. She
it
needs
was
to know
like
everything.
2 in the morning when we were talking about this.
Yeah,
I remember, but
like
I was
all
just like,
caps lock. It's like she doesn't
whoa,
have a
yeah,
semblance. Who doesn't have a semblance? She doesn't have a
yeah,
semblance.
yeah. You're like Cinder. Oh, Cinder. What? Yeah, and then we had the whole glass conversation, and you're
Yeah.
like, and then I'm like,
So
oh yeah, dude.
I'm really
Yeah,
bad at organizing my thoughts right now because I'm homework.
yeah.
But
Your brain
Cinder
is
doesn't have
mush.
a
It's
semblance,
okay.
and that's part of why she was so hungry for power. So when she finally got that power, when she was able to when she was able to essentially kill Ozpin,
Hmm.
then she was like, okay, well, I got what I wanted. What is my drive now?
Yeah.
And I know I compare this all the time,
Uh huh.
but it's like the part in Avatar: Last Airbender when Zuko is with the Avatar because he's like, okay, well, my motive has been getting back my honor. I never needed to restore it in the first place. I'm now working with the Avatar instead of hunting
Hmm.
him. I don't know what to do now. So and he like couldn't. He needed to find a new route for his firebending. That's Cinder.
Yeah.
Her new route for her abilities. Now that she has this power that she so desperately wanted her entire life.
Is to get back at Ruby.
Precisely. And another thing that I'm thinking of,
Or at
it would,
least it seems like it's trying to be get back to
yeah,
Ruby because it's also given some sort of hints
yeah,
that she's regretting the like choices or like
yeah,
thinking twice about what she's doing. But
yeah.
I think like Emerald is going to be the first one.
Yeah. I mean, I think at this point, even if Cinder wanted to repent, that she couldn't. Like when she saw
Mhm.
Tyrion, I think that was kind of her moment of, I can't get out of this.
Okay.
I think that was her realization of, I know I probably did something wrong. This may not be what I want, but I'm too far in it to try to get out now.
Yeah. So like this kind of goes into my theory a bit, which I have written out. I just need to reorganize it and probably have someone else look at it for editing. Uh, yeah. If you need a break from homework. Nah. Um, so like my theory and with Cinder, because my pure theory is pretty much a Cinder theory as well. Um, it's pretty much like Cinder inside her head is having like Pyrrha talk to her as like the maiden, or like as the call of the maiden, being like, yo, you have a duty, like you're not supposed to be doing this, you're supposed to like be going off protecting the world, and what you're doing right now is like helping evil destroy the world pretty much. And like Cinder is having that conflict, and like I think Salem like knows, because she knows like Ozpin and the maidens, and she know there's going to be some sort of inner conflict with Cinder on that, and that's why she's like, the power inside you, you need to fight it. Is she's talking about like the call of the maiden. So yeah,
I still think that there's something like there has to be something fishy about the powers. Like it was very clear that getting the maiden's power, getting Amber's aura was physically painful for Pyrrha. Mm-hmm. So I think that I think it's pretty certain that there has to be some con to how Cinder got the rest of the maiden's powers. Because yeah, she got half of it legitimately, but she got half of it illegitimately. There has to be some form of consequence from that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, like, I get what you mean. Like, there's always a price to pay when it comes to getting something great. But with Pyrrha,
an exchange.
Full Metal Alchemist. But when it came to like,
what could equal the value of a human soul?
Well, definitely not what you put in that pot. Okay. Anyway, like, but Pyrrha like screaming when she was in that machine, I feel like because that was like a man-made machine, kind of forcing an aura into another person. I feel like that would be a painful experience regardless if it was forced. But if like Amber was to like naturally passed away and her aura just transferred, I don't think the person that would have received it would have been in pain. Like Cinder wasn't in pain when she killed Amber and got the rest of the aura.
No, I'm talking about when she got like the first part of it using the Grim bug.
Did that cause Cinder pain?
No, it didn't cause her pain, but I'm saying that there could still be I think there's going to be a side effect from it. Because it was through, like, non-natural, illegitimate means.
Yeah, and, well, there is that mark on her back now, too.
True, but, yeah, it, like...
I mean, we never saw Amber's back, so we don't know if that's, like, the Fall Maiden mark. But...
I don't think it was.
No.
They would have brought it up if it was. So that's probably has to do with the bug.
Yeah,
But it's just kind of the question of what else could it have done?
Yeah.
Because it could have been what enabled her to communicate with the Grimm, but I feel like that could be, again, with the whole
like
fighting,
yeah,
controlling Grimm, kind of entering that Grimm person gray area that Salem has built a lovely summertime home in. So
yeah, it has a nice view over Grimm Lake. You get to see all the baby Grimm crawl out of their homes.
It's a nice Grimm view.
I saw someone in the chat say they like that ball I'm messing with. It's actually from the RT Double Gold box for March. It's a Funhouse basketball. So, it's like, I'm gonna mess with this because I know my hands have to be doing something, and stress balls don't make a whole lot of noise where something hard would.
I don't have a stress ball, but I have a Link amiibo.
Dude, that is sick. Okay, sorry.
It was at Best Buy.
Don't go to Best Buy, David. Don't go to Best Buy. Okay. Anyway, but yeah, no, I see what you mean, but like I feel like Cinder would still be having like other troubles with like the Call of the Maiden and all that, because
definitely
we saw like Oscar.
This could be like, yeah, I'm saying this could be like stacked.
Okay, yeah, okay, definitely a stacked thing. Yeah. Okay, so Brandon Dodge said the mark on Cinder's back looks like the symbol of a Queen of Hearts, and Salem is the Black Queen. Maybe it's her emblem. Could be an emblem. I mean, it definitely has to do with the bug or Salem.
I have her decal in my room, but I don't remember what it is.
Okay.
Let me Google it.
All right. Go to Googling.
Yeah, that is her emblem.
Cinder's?
Sort. I think so, anyway.
I think people count it as Cinder's emblem.
Yeah, it is her emblem.
Okay.
Because that's what it's labeled as in the RT store.
Okay. Oh, I see. Yeah, I mean, definitely, like, I mean, it might be unique to Cinder. Like, it might be some sort of mark on her soul or
Mm-hmm.
something. Like, you're tainted because you did something completely dark and unnatural. Here's the
Using
mark to
something
prove
that
it.
is the definition of dark and unnatural.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, okay, so Dashi Lee says if you split that mark on her back and flip it sideways, they are two heels, aka glass
Yeah, it
slippers.
looks like her. It's like
Yeah.
the heels for Cinderella. I'm just kind of curious to see like how much of the influence will play into the characters because there has been, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so you
It,
think that maybe Midnight's gonna strike for Cinder at some point? She's gonna lose
I'm
all her power?
I'm not sure because in so like Pyrrha very much followed her inspiration.
Hmm.
But it's pretty clear that the same won't be done for characters like Jean or Nora or Ren. Like they're not gonna burn Jean at the stake.
I don't know.
Knock on wood.
Just
But just gonna knock on my wood table. But
yeah.
so it's kind of this aspect of like how much you are willing to take from each of the backstories for it.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting just to see exactly how much of the tale of Cinderella, and if it's like very much the older version of Cinderella, where like the sisters cut off parts of their heels to fit in the slipper,
Oh.
which would actually make it
Yeah.
actually makes a lot of it makes a lot of sense for Cinder because she wasn't meant to be the fall maiden, but she
So you think she might be
twisted
one of the sisters?
essentially she twisted and mutated herself in such a way that she could receive that power.
Didn't they get punished by having to wear like steel shoes that were like made red hot, and they had to
I
like
thought they got
they?
their eyes pecked out.
Okay, was it the evil stepmother then that had to wear shoes that were really hot, and she
I don't
like danced
know.
to death pretty much?
Let me see.
I remember
What?
they gave it like a very gruesome death in the original
Yeah,
Cinderella.
I'm looking at what happened to Cinderella's stepmothers and stepsisters.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. All right, let me see. Scrolling through websites.
People are asking, do we think Salem is Cinder's fairy godmother? I definitely think so.
It would make sense.
Yeah. And someone's asking if you could kill one of your favorite characters, who will it be? Well, joke's on you. Our favorite character's actually already dead.
David,
Yes.
you cut out.
Oh. Yeah, I saw that for a moment.
I just heard jokes on you.
Oh, okay, okay. Someone in the chat was asking if you could kill one of your favorite characters, who would it be? And I said, joke's on you. Our favorite character's already dead.
I have a do it for her above. Yeah.
uh,
Instead.
Forever rest in peace, Pyrrha. Rooster Teeth, please give her a spin-off series of some sort.
Honestly.
Like Pyrrha Origins. Pyrrha in the afterlife. I don't care. Like, just give me more Pyrrha somehow.
Okay, let's see. So, when the stepsisters cut off their body parts to fit in the slipper, the birds tell on them by twice sitting in the hazel tree of death and singing a peppy song to the prince about how the slipper is filling with blood.
Oh, gross. Oh, because they cut off their heel.
Yeah, but that's actually it's somewhat funny if
Huh.
you think about it.
Well, that he
That it
couldn't
was
see
ultimately
the shoes filling up.
birds who told on them.
Oh, Crow and Raven.
The right eye is blinded.
Oh.
Like there's a lot of like overlapping things with
Yeah,
fairy tales. It's
overlaps in symbolism. Yeah.
yeah. So it's like I know that the left eye, right eye were probably supposed to
Be
be
like
like
Odin.
Odin, which it
Yeah.
would also work into my Ozpin is also mostly Odin
Yeah.
theory, but
But
because that would make sense. Like if Crow had done something or Raven had done something that
mhm.
had kind of exposed Cinder.
Yeah, and then well, he was thinking that like Crow, who's the right eye, was silenced because Tyrion was like so sure that his poison was going to kill Crow, so he was like, the right eye has been blinded, so which means they know about Raven for sure. But
Okay, so apparently, the stepsisters wanted to get the reflected glory of Cinderella, so they accompanied her up the aisle, during which the birds pecked one eye out of each sister, and then on the way back, they went with her back down the aisle, and they left the other eye.
oh, that's
I think the one you're thinking of is Ariel, because for Ariel, walking and dancing was like dancing on like hot burning glass.
Like the Little Mermaid?
Yeah.
Little Mermaid died in hers.
Well, yeah, but like before that, every step was agony.
Okay. Oh, gross. Okay.
No, it's horrible, and she
Poor
danced for the
Ariel.
prince anyway.
Yeah.
Oh.
Man, fairy tales were not happy, kids. Disney has been lying to you. um. Okay, so Mackenzie is asking if Ozpin is Odin, is Oscar Thor? No.
I don't think so, because Thor is Nora.
Yeah, Nora's based off Thor.
Nora.
But if like someone was to like have the role of Thor to Odin, you know, like, but I would have considered that to be more of Crow and Ironwood.
Because like my main thinking that Ozpin is partially Odin as well as the Wizard of Oz is partially because I want Pyrrha to still be alive in some way.
Yes.
And Odin would bring fallen warriors back from
Valhalla.
Valhalla, yeah. And also the two birds that he had, like something in Munin.
Uh-huh.
I think it was like Hunin and Munin that were a raven and a crow. And he sacrificed one of them along with his eye for knowledge, which could lead to the whole right eye, like another tie back to the right eye blinded with Crow.
Oh. So you think he might sacrifice Crow?
Well, I think in a way that they thought that that was kind of already what happened. Because Crow's thing is bad luck, and so it's kind of easy to assume that Raven's is good luck. And I believe that Odin, if I remember this correctly, feel free to let me know if this is wrong. But if I remember correctly, it was that Odin traded, I want to say it was his right eye, so that he could have foresight in the other. So like foresight, clairvoyance, and good luck to like better plan out the future. So if it was the right eye blinded, they could have thought that they had removed Raven from the situation instead of necessarily Crow.
Yeah.
So kind of that whole process of Yeah.
Some people are saying they said last eye, not right eye. But I thought it was right eye.
Even if it is the last eye, then it's like, well, Odin lost
it
one
still
eye already.
applies to an eye.
Yeah, it still applies.
Yeah.
Oscar's arc is that he brings back Pyrrha, please.
Yeah. No, seriously, like, we need Pyrrha.
Slides RT $20.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, please bring
Gently
her back.
holds up my cat. I have like 6 theories of how she could potentially come back in a way that wouldn't damage the storyline.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what my Pyrrha theory kind of is. I'll have you read it a bit. I mean, I already said the spoiler part for it, but
you know my Princess Yue Pyrrha theory, so
yeah.
I'm sure I've already brought that up here too.
Yeah.
Just let her be happy. Let her live.
Yeah, seriously.
She had so much to live for.
People are saying let her rest in dustiness. I'm like, no. Oh, then people are saying, what about Penny? Penny, I hope they have a backup save file.
Like, I wouldn't be... See, here's my concern with Penny. Is, like... I would love Penny to be back, and there's the potential for so much angst, because if it is a backup, it most likely would be a backup from, like...
Before she met RWBY.
Either before she met RWBY, or, like...
Right before the tournament.
But my thing with Penny is that she generates an aura. And I don't think that was like a technological feat. I think that came from someone else, because Penny is Pinocchio.
Yes.
That is, yeah. So my thinking is that like we only saw one clip of Penny's father. And it was just him like clenching his finger.
Yeah, because he just saw Penny
get.
Yeah.
So my thinking is that the whole thing with Pinocchio is that what was the guy's name? Like Geppetto?
I don't know.
I saw it like once. Was that he couldn't have a child, so he made puppets, and then story from there.
Yeah.
But so it could be that Penny's creator had a daughter, and she got sick, or she was going to die or something, and so he created Penny and found a way to he looked for a way to transfer her aura into the robot.
It could very well be that they used the similar or the same technology that they were using for Amber and Pyrrha.
No, definitely. That's how they got it.
Yeah, because they said it was from Atlas, so it was like, well,
Hmm.
Atlas made Penny, so
So, like,
obviously,
my only thing with Penny is that even if they do have a backup, it wouldn't be Penny. It'd be Penny's programming, but
hmm
without the soul. Because Penny had a soul, and if that soul
yeah,
belonged to a girl,
then
then
she's gonna be missing her soul, pretty
yeah,
much.
which is terrifying.
Yeah, but but they could pull a Terminator 2 in which Ruby could kind of get her to like get a soul despite being a robot. Have you seen Terminator 2?
Nope.
Okay. So, Terminator 2, one of the best action movies in history. Everyone agrees on that. But like
I
so
don't even know.
yeah. It's all right. I had to watch it behind parents' back. But so Terminator is all about like robots in the future took over humanity, but they send back like a robot assassin
Yeah,
to kill.
I've seen the first one. I just haven't seen the second one.
Okay, so the second one is about Sarah Connor when she had her son, except for
Hmm.
now he's like 14. So
Hmm.
there's quite a bit of a time jump. And they send back another Terminator that's Arnold Schwarzenegger, except for this was sent by the humans, and it was to he's supposed to protect them from like this upgraded Terminator. But throughout the movie, John Connor, he's like messing with like the chip in the Terminator's head and like starts programming like human stuff into him, like how to say like certain gestures like hasta la vista baby and stuff like that. And basically the Terminator becomes more of like a father figure to him. Despite being a
Hmm.
robot, it becomes more and more human like to till the very end of the movie when he sadly is like destroyed. But
Spoilers.
yeah. Yeah, whatever.
My
So
only. Hmm?
it'd be interesting to see like Ruby go through like a similar experience with Penny though, like trying to teach Penny to
Hmm.
be human again.
Like it could also work in the sense that like Pinocchio had to work to become human.
Hmm
But I don't know. I'm still like even just like in the Terminator situation, like that's still programming though. That's not a soul.
Well, there
That's
was
just
still like
very.
teaching and stuff. It you'll have to watch the movie to
Mhm.
see how it goes.
Why is everyone saying bring back Tuscan? He's dead, guys.
Yeah, like
Like he's confirmed. I was watching the director's commentary.
yeah,
Bless
yeah,
you. And they were like they were gonna put a blood stain on the door, but
yeah,
they were like, nah, that's too dark.
yeah. It's too
Um,
dark. Yeah, it's yeah. I remember them saying that, and
oh
then
God.
like pickles were too phallic.
Yeah, it's like season two was like pickles are too no, it was cucumbers are too phallic. A
Yeah.
blood stain on a door to suggest death is too dark. And then we
hmm
got to volume three and it was like everyone is dead.
Like Monty's not here to stop us. But so Nikolai is asking us if we have any Hazel theories or opinions.
He totally killed someone.
Oh, duh.
He like I'm calling it he either killed like his brother or his family or someone who was in a higher like position of power in his family. He killed a
Yeah.
bitch.
Yeah, he yeah, he was like that guy didn't pay me my money from poker night. Took
John
him down.
Animations, I'm sorry, but Torchwick isn't coming back.
Yeah, wait. I'm not seeing that one.
John Animation said, I can't wait to see how they bring back Torchwick because he's totally coming back. He wasn't supposed to make it past like season one or
That
two.
just barely popped up. Okay, so apparently we are missing people's comments. They're
Weird.
like, please read my last comment. And I'm like scrolling up and I'm like, where is your last comment? There's
Mm.
super chat. That's supposed to help fix things. Okay, so they said Charfox has actually analyzed the song Sacrifice, and he said that Mirrored Eyes is just another way of saying Silver Eyes. So what do you think revealed by Silver Eyes could mean?
Hazel killed that ticket machine.
That rhymed. Uh, I mean, revealed by Silver Eyes, I think it's like, why are you seeing chat stuff before I am? I just saw Arnold type that
I don't know. Stoic Drug said the best part of the Volume 3 commentary was Jen Brown just breaking down. I actually haven't watched it,
with
so I
Jen
don't
Brown.
know.
Yeah, I haven't watched it with Jen Brown either.
Like, I've only watched the director's commentary up until episode 7, And then I was like, oh, what do you know? I have to pack for RTX. Time to stop watching.
Ooh, yeah, and
I
it's also like avoid feels.
no, I very, very rarely watch all of Volume 3.
Uh-huh.
Like
Because it
I'll
just gets
watch
too
like up
painful
to
after
season
that point.
I'll watch up to season 6, no problem. I'll watch like up to 8 if am I like okay with it. And then as soon as it gets to 9, it's like I don't. What are you talking about? No one's dead. Rooster Teeth hasn't killed off a single redhead. I don't know
Yeah.
what you're talking about.
They can't be dead if you don't watch the episode.
I feel mildly threatened because Brian has it on his stream where if you put in like exclamation points redheads, Nightbot will be like, Rooster Teeth has killed X many redheads.
Oh yeah.
And you can tell Penny to kill specific people, and you can apparently only tell her to kill redheads.
No.
And Brian was just like, I don't worry, I haven't programmed her to kill you yet, Aaron. And I'm like, yet?
You could take her.
We no.
I will train you.
I would see Penny and just like do like
Just
the
cry.
long pose of apology, just like inhale, extend. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Oh man. It's just, gosh.
Mm.
Yeah, dude. They better keep their hands off Nora. They kill
No, like
Nora. I'm quitting.
I saw
Like
so much shit. Like everyone on Twitter, like I think I saw Arnold's poll that was like, who do you think's gonna die?
Nora
Crow,
won.
Nora, Ren, or no one? And I chose no one, but I was just like, no. If I was so upset. I think even at the beginning of the reaction, I was like, if they kill off Nora, I'm fucking done. I'm fucking done.
Yeah.
Like, then the only redhead I would have left is Ruby.
Yeah. So Trenton Dixon's asking, do you guys think John will encounter Pyrrha's family, and do you think they may or not know she died? Yes and yes.
I think they
Basically.
know.
Yeah, they know. I would love to have a scene in Volume 5 where they do meet Pyrrha's family and have like a closure moment on that, because there's still not like closure for Pyrrha
Yeah.
in the series.
It's very hard to get closure for her.
Yeah, like the closest we got was like John talking to Ruby right before the Nuck showed up, and then like, hey, you lost, like we lost Pyrrha, you also lost Penny and your team, and then Ruby was like, yeah, but who cares? Like, I'm gonna, she just kind of
Yeah.
brushed it off and was like, I gotta be the hero, and then the Nuckavali showed up, and then everything hit the fan. But I did see Lindsay post somewhere. She said something that like Ruby's mentality for a lot is like try to stay positive,
Yeah.
and that like all the crap from Volume 3 is gonna catch up to her eventually. Like she's gonna tire
Yeah.
out from being too positive, and she's gonna break down.
Which I'm looking forward to because it's kind of funny because I remember when I first watched Ruby, I saw like a post on Facebook or something that was like it's like I'm always a slut for characters who always make lots of jokes and seem very happy, but in reality are hiding something like a lots of insecurity or trouble inside, and that's the whole thing with Beast Boy,
Mm-hmm.
and that was part of why I really liked Pyrrha, but and then. I was like, oh, maybe that's gonna be Ruby. Maybe that's why I like Ruby so much. And then it's like, oh no, she seems like she's generally pretty happy and hasn't, and like because she couldn't really understand her mother's death very much at the time, that's
Mm-hmm.
not weighing too heavily on her. And now it's like, oh,
Yeah, well, and then if you like watch, listen to the soundtrack, which is like another
oh
part of the
God,
story, it's like there is a lot of pain in losing her mom,
yeah,
but it's just not shown strictly in the
hmm
show yet, and so it's like she's gonna feel something happen, and I
yeah.
can't wait. And with
When
Ruby, she's had like the hardest time when it comes to like character development, like them trying to show development in her character.
mhm,
Kind of like she's pretty much stayed the same, like with mentality and all that. Like she's
mhm.
grown a little bit to be more of a leader, and we've seen her be caring, but
She's more
like,
mature.
yeah, and she's more mature, but like we still need to see her learn
Yeah,
more.
like this is gonna sound horrible, but I really just I want to see a scene where, and like I've written this out before, and that's partially why it's so vivid in my head. But like it was I think before they had Blake, but it was when they had Yang and Yang caught up to Team Ranger,
Hmm.
and it just kind of hits, because Yang is
Yeah.
different than she was before. Like Ruby hasn't seen her since she refused to leave her bed.
Yeah.
And just Ruby just kind of like having to take a moment and just like there's those moments when you're just so overcome with emotion that there's nothing you can do but just curl up on the
Cry.
floor and just start sobbing. And like they specifically have those
Mhm.
Studio Ghibli tears
Yeah.
already set up,
Yeah.
and like that's just what she needs.
Yeah. I think
And
definitely
I
when
want
Yang and
Jean to be
Ruby.
there for her.
Oh yeah.
And like I feel I can imagine that Jean would figure it out first, that she, like because Ruby had that whole scene of walking in on Jean in this moment of weakness.
Oh, so you think it's
So I
gonna
think
be paralleled?
a parallel, yeah. So
Okay.
it'll be Jean coming in, but instead of just being Jean, it would be Nora and Ren. Instead of just seeing and moving on,
Mm-hmm.
they go in.
Uh-oh.
Juniper operates, and that showed at the very end of Volume 4 too, because when Jean was alone in his room staring at his shield and his sword, and Nora and Ren came in, and they weren't just going to walk away. They
They
sat with
joined
him.
him. Yeah.
That's who they are, and I think that's kind of it's gonna be with Ruby. It's gonna be this moment of things suck
Mm-hmm.
and bad things happen, and yes, we need to keep moving forward. We need to be positive, but that doesn't mean at the cost of our own sanity. And just kind of having
Yeah.
this moment of just letting it out and letting emotions letting it boil over in the way that it clearly needs to.
Yeah, you
Because
you need to let them out before it could heal, you know.
and like I know I always point this out, but Ruby is 15, 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's 16 years old max right now.
Yeah.
They're all 18. Like, personally, I've gotten to that point of crying just from having too much homework. Like,
Yeah.
seeing,
Like Ruby is strong. Like
yeah, like, she's easily one of the strongest. Like, they're remarkably strong.
mhm.
But you still need to find time to take care of yourself. And I think, honestly, what Ruby's doing is she's running.
Yeah. Yeah, she's definitely like I feel like she's trying to feel like if she could fix the problem in the world, it'll fix her.
Yeah.
So she's like, "Oh my gosh, all this like death and destruction that happened in Beacon.
Hmm.
I need to go after Cinder and her gang and like set things right in order
Yeah.
for myself to feel better and for the world to be better." She's very selfless when it
Hmm.
comes to stuff. She very much is a lot of the hero role that she talked about. She wants to be a
Yeah.
hero, and heroes are selfless, but in a way, I feel like she's trying to be
Mhm.
selfish by being selfless. Does that make sense?
No, it does. And like, and that's kind of part of one of her character flaws. And in a good way. I don't mean this is like a
Yeah.
flaw in the writing. I mean
Well,
it's like,
like no character's gonna be ever perfect or
well,
writing
yeah,
being perfect because we're all imperfect as
yeah.
humans.
Well, I
So
don't
like,
mean in that
but
aspect. I
like it
mean
makes
just
her
like
feel more human.
it's yeah, it's like one of the flaws that she was written to have is like
Yeah.
when you're told stories, you like it's never just like, oh, Achilles was tired, so he laid on the floor and took a depression nap. Like that's never put in the story.
Hmm.
And if Ruby always wanted to grow up being like these heroes in the books who never slowed down, like they never have those moments of weakness. They power through point A to point B, and life's not like that.
Hmm.
And Ruby's just trying to treat it like that because it's easier to do that. It's easier to try to keep moving on when sometimes in order to move on, you need to take a moment for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know that's why I'm kind of glad they're like they finally made it to their destination of Mistral,
Mm.
and they're just like they could finally just stop and like think instead of like always being on the move,
Mm.
being
I mean, it's not going to last long, but
oh yeah, no, like definitely. We already got Watts
there,
there
yeah, I'm
with
pretty sure
Lionheart.
Mistral's just going to turn into a there is no war in Ba Sing Se.
Yeah. I think
There is no war outside of Haven Academy.
I would love to see it be like that though, because that will
Mm.
give them time. It'll be like volume 2 in a sense, like
Yeah.
there's something going on but they don't know it yet. They're still trying to figure things out, but it also gives them time to recollect themselves and have character bonding moments and
And it's
stuff.
how they can meet Pyrrha's family. Because I know that Monty wanted to have
Mhm.
that flashback to Pyrrha's family, and that's the way that they can still keep that in the show. Because they talked about moving it later.
Mhm.
Like whenever I listen to the director's commentary, they're always like, "Yeah, we want to put this in here, but we decided we had to move it for later, and this would
Yeah.
be the perfect time to put it in." especially because if there was like trying to be this huge cover up or this massive brainwashing, and Mistral's already in a lot of ways like Ba Sing Se, in that it's this massive tiered system. Like there's the inner walls, the outer walls. There's people with lots of crime, and there's people with like wealth and arts, and so it makes sense for it to be that kind of situation. So it'd be really interesting just to see it if, and I think I've brought this up before on VYTALCast, and I've definitely told you.
We always like rehash stuff. That's fine.
But ultimately, going into a point where like they meet Pyrrha's family, and like they know what happens. They like Jean wouldn't give them like the full version, but a lot of the lines of like she died protecting people. Like she it was for like she was like trying to save.
He would make her a hero to them, which is true. Was. Yeah.
And they would kind of like, so seeing Haven and Watts trying to like cover it all up and go through it in this diplomatic way, because that's how Watts is. He's very diplomatic. He doesn't mess around with the.
He's not the violent type. He's very logical.
He's a politician.
Yeah.
He's like a scientific politician.
Yeah, he'll manipulate.
And I just really want to see like Pyrrha's parents or her family like on the front lines being like, our daughter didn't die so that this can happen again.
Yeah, and then I know we talked about like maybe her having like a younger sister that that's like debating about being a huntress and whatever, but it's like what John tells her about Pyrrha that like encourages her to like go into like being a huntress and all that.
I could always see Pyrrha with either one or two, either with no siblings, one sibling, or two siblings.
Yeah. So Trenton Dixon is asking like whether we think Haven Academy will fall, kind of like Vale and Beacon. They're definitely going to be trying to do something like that again. Whether or not they will succeed is kind of up in the air. But
they already have very well laid plans for it.
Yeah, they got very well played plans, but like also we have a lot of Team RWBY going there. We have a lot of people that were at the previous event going to this next one, and hopefully they'll kind of like see the signs before they show up. It's kind of weird. Like whenever there's something tragic that happens, something that's predictable, like something that you could have seen signs of it, but you kind of ignore it because you're just kind of like, you push it to the back of your mind like, oh, like,
it's a coincidence.
It's fine. Yeah, it's a coincidence. But once you start going through that a second time and you see stuff, you're more aware to it, and you're like, something's up. You're gonna. I think people are. Yeah. So I think Team RWBY, or at least most of Team RWBY, because Blake is off doing her own thing, but like, they're gonna see the signs and start cracking down on it and be like, we gotta stop this. We're not gonna let another Vale incident happen again. So it's very much up in the air on what will happen.
Thinking back though, like they really did plan this out, because I'm thinking back to volumes 1 through 3, and when Ruby bumps into Cinder, it's like, oh, are you guys new? It's like transferring from Haven, actually.
Yeah.
They already essentially have they have student profiles set up there.
Yep.
So it's like they
so yeah, they're like, yeah, we're citizens there. We're not criminals. Like,
and we know that a lot has happened in Mistral. Mistrals were a lot of the champions from the Vital tournament were, which makes sense because it was a huge. It's a huge place. I think it's one of like the bigger continents.
Capitals.
Yeah. But that is, I believe, where Cinder is from. That's where Adam's from. And that's where Pyrrha is from, and that's where everything's kind of focused on right now. So I think there's definitely.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Sorry. What you were saying was making sense with what Steven just said in the chat. He said Blake should be heading in the direction of Mistral since the White Fang is based around there. And so yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I don't know why that didn't click in my head. I just thought like Adam's gonna catch up to her and she's just gonna fight him while still in Menagerie, but that's a good point.
I have a feeling they're gonna do the thing where, like, they kind of did it in Volume 1, where I think it was Nora talking to Ren, Um, and then she said something, and then Jean just like takes over the word and like spirals off, and it follows him, and so it just changes the perspective. I think they're probably going to do that in Volume 4 a lot,
Mm-hmm.
just because it would be so frustrating as like a viewer that they have to do it, where it's like you see Weiss walking down one street, and she's like, "Oh, come on, I know like this is over here," and then you see Ruby on the other side of a street corner, like
Yeah, yeah.
if Weiss is here, Ruby's here, and then Weiss just like eventually is like, "Oh, this isn't worth it," like
Like
turns
that
around
episode
and
of
Ruby,
Doctor Who when Donna comes back.
yes,
Yeah, and they're like, they literally run towards the same incident and they stop right before they would have seen each other. And then they just like turn around like, well, guess I missed it. And they start
yeah.
walking back and the audience is just like, no, just take
It'll
3
be
more
like the
steps.
entire series of Miraculous Ladybug and Chat Noir. You know that they know.
Yeah. Can we just have like a moment in Volume 5 where like Weiss is confronting Watts in a office and then like Ruby is in like one of those window cleaner things? And,
Yeah, and they're
and
just like,
they see each other through the window. They're like mouthing to each other, like, "What are you doing here?" And Ruby's like, "I was looking around for you." And then da da da.
like I feel like they may I think that they may only get like one person back in Volume 5. Like I think they're definitely gonna spread it out a lot
Mhm.
because you know it took them 3 volumes to break up Team Ruby.
Yeah.
I can imagine they're not gonna immediately put it back together.
No, it's
But
definitely not gonna happen. Like,
yeah,
definitely not till like later half
but it would
of
be
Volume
really
5.
interesting if like Weiss or someone is meeting with Watts or just someone is talking with Watts. That's like Watts, you have someone to see you just like over a phone. It's like like this weird cat girl is here and like looks like she brought
Oh.
some friends. Like
Yeah.
just kind of hinting at that, and it's so everyone knows that it's Blake, and like maybe the
Yeah.
character who's there gets an inkling that it's Blake, but you know they can't follow through on it. It's just kind of
Mhm.
like there's not a good time to mention like, oh, I think Blake might be in Mistral. So it's kind of like
Yeah.
poor communication skills, the best plot device.
Yeah, and if anything, I think it's gonna be Yang and Ruby that meet up first, because Yang is
Yeah.
actually looking for Ruby.
Mhm.
So whereas like Weiss is just fleeing to go to Mistral, and then
Weiss is
Blake
just,
is
"I
going
would like to
after
have a
White
life."
Fang. Yeah, yeah. The Weiss and Blake, they're totally like, it's not entirely in their head reuniting yet.
Mhm.
Whereas that's like totally Yang's goal right now. So. Okay, I just saw someone ask who we thought the first 2 team members to meet back up is, and I'm like,
Ooh.
I already said it.
Oh, that actually just showed up for me. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was Ruby and Yang.
Hmm.
I'm still really hoping that Yang is going to run into Blake first.
Oh,
Just
yes. The
just because
Bumblebee.
if that's the case, like, just the costuming aspects would go more than just deep. It would also be in, like, oh, that was low-key foreshadowing.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, yeah, and
what if...
Larissa just pointed out Weiss is looking for Winter in Mistral.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. Um, oh, also, like, kind of like going back to that, like, Doctor Who moment when, like, Doctor and Donna finally
Mhm.
see each other. What if it was more like Blake confronting Adam and then, like, smashing through the window in between them is Yang? So then it does this shot. It's like on the left is Adam, on the right it's Blake, and in the middle is Yang. It's just like
all I
epic
can picture
moment.
is Hoodwinked
Uh-huh.
when they're all fighting in, like, the living area, and then the lumberjack just smashes through the window and just like...
He's like, ah! Yeah, everyone's just screaming.
I don't think that will like.
Yeah.
I think that there could be some
Yeah.
hinting at a confrontation there,
Hmm.
but I think it'll definitely be a while longer before she kind of comes face to face with Adam again.
Yeah.
That being said, I'm very interested to see where they go with Ilya,
Oh yeah.
because we will definitely be seeing more of her.
Yeah. I think she might be trying. I mean, she obviously was trying to like stop Blake and like be like, "Yo,
Who
you,
shouldn't have come back.
yeah, like you got out, you should stay out." So I think she might be going after Blake some
Mhm.
more, and then kind of as like a, because you always talk about like she's a passing Faunus. She could pass as either human or Faunus. Like
Yeah,
she could get like a whole bunch of ridicule from both sides, and I think that could play more symbolically with her trying to get in the way of Blake again,
Mhm.
kind of being like that weird connection of like, hey, you're trying to like fight for the Faunus, but you got out, you should stay out.
yeah, no,
Just
definitely.
kind of, I'm
And, like,
not
it could be-
wording it the best way, but it's like,
Mhm.
yeah.
It could be interesting because we know that Adam plays with emotions and minds. And just the idea just kind of popped in my head of Adam manipulating Ilya, because clearly Ilya has a past relationship with Blake, but kind of using that to kind of to his advantage, to be like, oh, like what, like it's very clear that Blake is the one that Adam wants, but Adam can kind of be dangling it like, oh, like once I get her, once I kill her, like then you'll be mine, kind of like this whole, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So just kind of this, Ilya has this complex of, this person was once my friend, she betrayed me, she left, like she's the reason something happened. So not only is she going out as like out of some form of like really strange twisted revenge, but also kind of like a, Adam makes her feel like she's justified in how she feels.
Yeah, well, I could see it kind of going a little different though. Sorry, I finally remembered what I was trying to say about
Oh, go
Ilya.
ahead.
Was like, with her trying to stop Blake, I could see Adam not liking that. Like, Ilya trying to interfere because she's obviously trying to protect Blake, but then also like kind of protect the White Fang from Blake at the same time. So she's kind of like working both ways, and I could see both ways working against her. I could see Adam being like, like you're getting my way, and also like leave, like she's like, yo, you gotta stay away from Adam, like Adam's coming after you, but then Adam's like, screw both of you, like I'm gonna kill you both. And like also like Ilya being on the list of first your loved ones are gonna die, Blake, and then you know.
No, definitely. I think that it could honestly be that, or like there's a lot of possibilities with Ilya, and that's something that I really enjoy, because it could be that like Ilya was on Blake's list of people to die, and Adam was just using her to get Blake, like finding out where Blake was and getting information on her, and then would kill her because Blake clearly still has some attachment to her.
Yeah.
And vice versa. But it could also, I don't know, I feel like there's just a lot of potential there, and I'm very interested to see how it goes. And I really want to see if I was right about Adam.
Oh yeah.
With his parental figure, and also with his eyes.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me about this. Yeah. VYTALCast is pretty much almost up. We got like 3 minutes left.
Okay. It's mostly just been like, what if?
What if? Yeah, that's, I mean, to be honest, that's pretty much what we're gonna be until there's like more solid RWBY news and like Volume 5 coming out and
man,
RTX stuff. What?
You know what's weird?
What?
3 months from now will be RTX.
Yeah. It's gonna be awesome.
Fuck. I have so much to do.
No, don't let it like
No, I
overwhelm you
just
already.
realized, like, what if the legs didn't know they were legs? I don't know the context for that.
Yeah.
I'm just like having flashbacks to like, oh man, I wanted to remake all of Pyrrha's armor out of leather.
Oh yeah, and you're like just seeing your like huge list of cosplay just fly in front of your face, and like plans, and you're just like, I have too many plans.
I'm excited.
Yeah. I'm really excited.
There's a lot of things to do and not that much time, but it's like, I want it to come faster, but at the same time, I would like time to stop temporarily so I can catch up, so I can be ready for it to come faster.
Yeah. No, like, that's kind of what I was trying to say last night, but anyway, should we, like, end the show?
Sure.
For tonight? So, thank you, everyone, for watching.
Or...
What?
Do we have fan art for this week?
No, we don't.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, I've been bad at trying to find fan art, so I've been trying to take it very slow for this week. I was like, okay, so yeah, we'll do more fan stuff. Feline Sign, like anyone, if you want to submit fan art to us, just tweet it at us.
Yeah.
Like don't inbox us or direct message us. Just tweet us so we could like retweet it and share it with everyone. You got our stuff down below our windows.
Just awkwardly show my art on my phone.
Yeah, or you could send it to me and I could show it next time.
That is also true.
And then it could be nice quality on screen. So
you're funny.
Yeah.
Get a blacksmith to help you make Pyrrha's armor out of metal in Arizona and or in Texas? No, please.
Oh.
No, please.
Yeah. No.
No, please.
No, we don't want her cooked. That would be, oh man.
Like, oh God, like as someone who has to drive cars in places like Arizona and Texas,
You will
I have
burn.
to wear gloves or oven mitts when I'm driving.
Yeah,
If that was actual metal, not only would I not be able to move, but I would have second-degree burns all over my body,
yeah, no, it's a safety hazard. So,
which is sad.
yeah, gosh. Okay, on that terrifying note, thank you for watching, everyone.
This week on Aaron actually disintegrates into dust because it's too hot outside at RTX.